Dennis Horton, he's the director of the Rockford Regional Office of the Better Business Bureau, and he's here to help. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning, Riley.
How's everything going this morning?
Kind of gray, but other than that, pretty good.
Yeah, I am too, but, just the fact of hanging on this long, I think maybe have something to do with it.
Scott, Riley, I was mentioning the sky.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah, there's some gray there as well. All right, we're here to enlighten you as to some things that, people are trying to liberate money from your pocket that they probably shouldn't, and, they most definitely shouldn't, but Dennis is aware of it and willing to share. What's the coronavirus scams that are now going on?
Riley, unfortunately, as we always know, if there is a national emergency or a disaster, scammers like the germs themselves come out, and they are at it. They've ramped up nearly as quickly as the coronavirus disease is spreading. Malicious emails are being sent, and internet posts, social media posts are there, trying to get people to send them money or buy products that are fakes, fake masks, donate to a victim. You name it, they're doing it right now. And we need people to understand that, one, as I've heard, like many of us have all heard, that the masks, while you can buy them, unless you are infected, they don't protect you. But that doesn't stop the scammers from trying to sell you sub-quality masks and just simply ripping you off because even though the masks that are good don't protect you, these certainly are not going to protect you because they are no good.
Right. It's just, a piece of fabric that we attached a rubber band to, and, we'd like $50 a case for those.
Yeah, and the malicious emails began actually back in February, the 1st of February. They started sending emails warning of the disease in your area and to be careful and click on this link to find out what you need to do or get a list of the infected people. And all they're trying to do there is to get you to click on a link that then asks you to pay for this list of infected people or for protections you can take. And they get your credit card information and they get your personal information. And then, they're off and running with identity theft there.
Wow. So, one layer leads to another layer, leads to another layer. I read one here, one email scam claims the government has discovered a vaccine, but it's keeping it secret for security reasons. They'll let you know if you get your credit card out and respond, they'll send you a sample of it.
Yes. And then they are offering you protections. How do you protect yourself? And I saw one where it included drinking bleach.
Oh, Lord.
Of course, yes. And unfortunately, we need to tell people do not drink bleach because they'll read it, they may misread it, and then they'll do it. And, someone could die from this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And it's one of the, I saw online, so it said it online, almost like one of those, somebody took the time to print it out, so it has to be accurate.
That's right. And, with people knowing that bleach in this case is a disinfectant, they may believe that, drinking, I don't know how much it says in there to drink, but drinking any is not the thing to do, but they might try it. So we need to warn people not to follow the advice of anything you read on the Internet. If you have some questions, you should contact the CDC itself or ask your personal physician what you should do and how to protect yourself.
As it stands right now, I have not seen all that many different fundraisers out there that have any semblance of accuracy or legitimacy to them.
That's right. There are people who are beginning to do crowdfunding sources to help the victims of the coronavirus, and there are no legitimate efforts in that regard. All the efforts right now are looking toward prevention and telling us what we need to do for ourselves personally if the virus appears, say here in Rockford, what we don't do, cut back on the handshaking, give up hugging for a while. And then I'm not making light, but these are the things that we should do.
Yep, and there's a lot of common sense. Wash your hands a couple of times, avoid that sort of contact. Anybody not feeling well, don't go into work. Don't be a hero. You're not doing anybody a favor, that sort of thing. But as far as, reaching into your pocket for a credit card to give to somebody online, you're not helping anybody but a scammer, buy themselves their next boat.
That's true. So we want people to be really, truly aware of it. And if it's just because you see it online, it doesn't make it true.
No, unfortunately, yeah. You just keep that in mind. What about election scams? We're right in the middle of silly season, of course, and Super Tuesday and all those sorts of things. So obviously somebody's going to be out there trying to get campaign contributions that isn't even running for something.
Now, that's absolutely. And the thing is that, those phone calls that we get, the politicians were quick to make sure that their political campaigns were not included in any laws that prohibit robo-dialing, so they can call.
Yeah, I noticed that when they came up with that list, they quickly made themselves part of the deferred list. We can go ahead and call you.
That's right, and the scammers are doing just that. And they're using deepfake technology to do it. They are using the ability to get a candidate's voice, manipulate that voice into a statement to get you to send them money. And if that candidate is someone you happen to favor, and you hear that voice, they will connect you to a live person who will take your credit card information over the phone and take your money. Yeah, the candidate will never see it.
This deep fake thing with phone calls, with video is one thing, but with phone calls, I don't know how many people are plugged into how insidious this has gotten. All it takes is for them to go to YouTube, your Facebook page, someplace else where there's some video of you talking. And then they run a sample on what words you are speaking and then find a way to reconfigure that to make those words say whatever they want, but it's your voice saying it.
Exactly. And it's over the phone, it's going to be hard to detect. So the warning here is that these things are happening. Our election, our primary election is March 17th. You're going to start getting more political phone calls. Make sure that you don't immediately just fork over your credit card information. If it's a candidate that you favor and you'd like to donate to their campaign, go directly to their website and do it there.
Yeah, not by someone giving you a phone call and it's making it sound as though the candidate you prefer is actually calling you personally.
Yes, and as you pointed out, and we've had people telling me that I got a call and I wasn't sure because if it was my grandson or not, because they are so good over the phone, and if you're listening over a cell phone, is it right at your ear correctly? You might not hear it right. So just make sure that if you get a phone call asking you to donate to a campaign, that before you do so, check with that candidate.
And this is one of those things that it kind of has spawned off of the old trick where they would call a senior citizen, hey, grandpa, hey, grandma, it's me, your grandson, I'm in jail, you need to get me this money right away, you need to get, work on confusion and work on we need it right now, there's a desperation behind it, and people would fall for it.
Yes.
Now, they're actually using your real voice.
That's absolutely true. And I was at the home show a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of people told me about having gotten the granny scam, and it sounded like their grandson. And but fortunately, they had the wherewithal to not listen to the "Don't Tell Mom and Dad." They called their grandson to find out that they were at home, safe and sound.
Oh, good to know. But too many didn't make that phone call and ended up being out some serious money, too.
Yes, to the tune of $40,000 for one person. Ouch. Here in the Rockford area.
Wow, that's horrible. And Consumer Protection Week.
This is a time every year when the agencies, including the Better Business Bureau, the Federal Trade Commission, the Attorney General's Office, the FCC, we warn people about all the things that are out there, or provide information for them from everything about from scams to financial literacy. We're here to help, but it's at a time when I kind of look at everyone's top 10 list. They're not always the same. what is the top 10 scam for the Better Business Bureau is maybe different than the top 10 scam for the Attorney General's office. For instance, our top 10 scam for 2019 was debt collection. But the top 10 complaint received to the Attorney General's office was construction. What it says to me, or what you should know, is that the Attorney General's office, the BBB, the Federal Trade Commission, we all tally all the scams, and we watch them all very closely. All of them appear on our top 10 list, all of them. But it does help for us to know and what we need to be telling you to be on guard against. And it is the different agencies working in concert to try to protect the consuming public. And it does work for us to know what scams are taking place. For instance, the Federal Trade Commission is sending over $2 million to consumers who were ripped off in an immigration scam. 5,000 people will get refund checks, but 44,000 people will get refunds to their PayPal accounts. 44,000 people. And it just, I want people to know, because I'm always asked, what are you doing about it? Well, the agencies do work diligently to try to find the scammers, and when they do, sometimes they're able to make restitution, and in this case, over $2 million, these people will get between $120 and $300 back of their money.
Wow, which is probably not the whole amount, but you're getting some of it back, whereas before you would get none of it back. Exactly,
and just want people to know, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes sometimes months, years for them to track down these scammers, but if it's possible, they will do it.
And I'm looking at the post from the Attorney General's office, the top 10 list of consumer complaints here in Illinois. And yeah, as you mentioned, construction, home improvement, remodeling, roofs, gutters, heating, cooling, plumbing. That is number one as far as complaints goes, with over 2,000 complaints. Then we go to motor vehicles and used car sales, consumer debt collection, identity theft, telecommunications, promotion schemes, phone scams, lottery scams, internet mail order products, education, student loan debt, for-profit schools, motor vehicle non-warranty repair, and motor vehicle new auto sales round out the top 10.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. With 18,699 complaints going to the AG's office last year from individuals who wrote or emailed the office.
As we've talked, I've been at this for 18 years,
right.
And it still amazes me that these scams are so very prevalent, that the scammers are working overtime to rip us off, and they're good at it. They're professionals. It's a cottage industry, and they're making millions of dollars. So we always have to be the first line of defense. Unfortunately, we can't be as trusting as we'd like to be.
No.
But if we're going to protect ourselves, we need to question any email we get, any phone calls we get, any snail mail that we get where someone is soliciting us to do something we wouldn't otherwise consider doing.
Yeah, it's weird now that for me the default setting has been I'm getting a call on the phone, you're a scammer until you prove to me otherwise.
Unfortunately, that's a very protective stance to take.
And it's like you said, it's unfortunate. You'd like to, trust your fellow human being and believe that offer that you've just been tendered is a legitimate one, and they're on the up and up, and of course they do a nice job. But no, that's not always the case. So yeah, now it's proved to me that you're legit, rather than later on I found out they weren't legit. I'm so surprised.
That's right. And with donations and somebody calling and asking or purporting to be from a charity, now the first thing I say, well, if I talk to them, send me the information. Get it to me in the mail, and I will consider it then. Do nothing over the phone or online.
Yep, and if they're more than willing and say, we'll get that right out to you, well, all right, let's see how it goes from there. But for people who have... Go ahead.
The thing about legitimate charities is if they need the money today, they'll need it tomorrow, and they're not going to force you to give them that credit card information right now.
Keep that in mind for the next time somebody calls you. Now, for people who want to get in touch with you at the Better Business Bureau, Dennis, how do they do it?
You can give us a call here at 815-963-2222.
And ask your questions. They've got the answers for you, and they are looking into it. So, Dennis, as always, a wonderful bit of information this morning, as always. Thanks for your time. We'll look forward to our next chat.